I once had a wealthy woman tell me that planning your life year to year is the equivalent of living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck.
Don't make a vision board this year. Make a quarterly plan instead, because a vision board is not going to tell you what to do in March.
If you do this, you're going to roll into 2026 completely unrecognizable because you'll have transformed your health using these 5 very simple daily healthy habits.
In 2026, we are not repeating the same toxic money patterns that have been keeping us stuck.
I saw a video of a young lady on here who said that she asked her friend about the New Year's resolutions and the goals for the next year. And her friend said for 2026, all she wants to do is steward the gifts that God has given her well.
I'm a girl that is addicted to saving money. I'm going to teach you how to shift your mindset to be that way too. I used to be a chronic overspender. I'm sure that you are too. We have every single possible open avenue in front of us to spend our money, but we really don't need to.
So this January, when you change your life, you make all these improvements, you hit your goals, just be quiet. Just take it all in. Live in that moment. Take my advice and thank me later.
You need to give it clarity.
You need to be planning in long-term increments.
I'm just not that type of girl that makes New Year's resolutions.
New Year's resolutions are more than New Year, New Me. For many, it is making a decision to change their lives for the better. The truth is that New Year's resolutions will look differently for everyone, from being more intentional about rest, time with family and friends, finances, travel, and so on. Some have even decided not to set them at all, and that too is okay. In today's video, we are exploring top tips on how to accomplish those resolutions. I hope you find this to be very helpful, and as I always say, take what you need and leave what you don't need.
There are 6 different things you need to plan for next year. These are hobbies that you're interested in trying, your financial goals, places you want to travel to, wellness goals, dates you want to go on, including solo, friend, and romantic. Last is rest and self-care.
As we get ready to go into the new year, I know some of us are setting goals for next year, and maybe one of your goals is to get into better shape or work out a little bit more. I wanted to share with you real quick 3 things that have really helped me to stay more consistent with taking care of myself and working out. And the first one is you cannot wait until you feel like it. The other day I did 30 minutes of cardio. I'm like, okay, well, let's do a little weight training with the dumbbells. And I was like, oh, I really don't feel like it. I told myself, I don't care how you feel. We're going to go ahead and do a little dumbbell or workout with the weights. Then I got mad at myself and I'm like, well, I'm only going to do 1 set. Once I got started, I ended up doing 3 sets. But if you wait until you feel like it, that will kill your consistency. The second thing is you've got to push through those cravings, whether it's sugar or bread or wine. For me, it is wine. When I'm cooking dinner, that's my time to have wine, listen to my music. But I'm really trying to cut the wine back to just the weekends. So I have to just push through that time of craving. And what I did is I started substituting the wine with lemon water. So I feel like I'm sipping on something, even though it's not the alcohol. But we've got to, get distracted, breathe, step away, but we got to push through those cravings. And then the last one, and this is probably the biggest one for me, when you start to see those little results, girl, that'll be all the motivation that you need. Let me see a little dent in my arm or a little bump in my midsection. That is all the motivation that I need.
I once had a wealthy woman tell me that planning your life year to year is the equivalent of living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. And what she meant by that is that there are seasons for that, okay? Sometimes you got to get it how you live. But if you want long-term sustainable success, you need to be planning in long-term increments. For example, this year I took a 6-week sabbatical that I started saving for 3 years ago. My mental and physical health today is the result of decisions I made 5 years ago. I think this is perfect because it takes the pressure off of trying to have the perfect year, and instead you start thinking about how to have an amazing, phenomenal, and fulfilled life.
Here are 26 ways to get your life together before 2026. Book a haircut to symbolize new beginnings. Unsubscribe from email lists that aren't serving you. Clean out your fridge. Write a future self letter that you can open at the end of 2026. Get your sleep schedule under control. Make your 2026 vision board. Vision boards do change lives, you guys. Buy yourself some flowers because you deserve it. Make an annual maintenance checklist for your dentist, eye exams, dermatologist. Clean out your wardrobe. Create and take pictures of 3 go-to outfits that you can reference when life just gets busy and you need an outfit that makes you feel confident. Unfollow social media accounts that leave you feeling poorly. Delete any apps that you haven't used in the last 6 months. Declutter your closet and donate clothing that you have not worn for the past year. Upgrade your hygiene routine with a new body wash, shampoo. Audit your subscriptions for memberships, apps, and cancel those that you do not use. Update all your passwords and make sure everything is two-factor authenticated. Start a new micro hobby like coloring that only takes 10 minutes to do but helps you romanticize your life. Do a 2-week no complaining challenge to reset your mindset. The old screenshots you will never reference again. Deep clean all your technology like your laptop, headphones, phone. It's probably so nasty. Set up automatic savings from your paycheck. Reevaluate the people that you spend time with, because the 6 people you spend the most time with are the 6 people you become. Create a comfort playlist when you need some mood regulation. Back up all your reported files to a drive or the cloud. Upgrade one daily item like your pillow or your water bottle.
This is the best way to set your goals in 2026 if you really want to achieve them. You want to think about breaking your goals into 4 different parts. First thing you want to write out is what you want to do in 2026. Once you know what you want to do for 2026, the next goal you want to write out is what you want to have in 2026. After you've written out the things that you want to have, the next thing that you want to write out is what you want to be in 2026. Once you have who you want to be in 2026, the next thing you're going to write out is how you want to live in 2026.
Okay, you're not failing at your goals because you're not motivated. You're failing at them because your brain is beefing you. This is episode 3 of Stop Quitting on Yourself with me, Dr. Amani. Today we're going to talk about how to set goals with clarity so your brain can actually follow through with them. The thing about our brain is that it likes shortcuts and it likes certainty. You don't want to leave it with anything too vague because it will start to fill in the gaps and it will start to do the thing that it's comfortable with even when it doesn't serve you. You need to give it clarity, and you do that through SMART goals. You need to be breaking things down step by step and making them clearly defined so you know exactly what you're doing. You need to be trackable so you can see your small wins. Your brain loves a small win. It can't be too big where it feels overwhelming because that's going to be too big of a threat for your brain. But then they can't be too in your comfort zone because then you won't make any progress. You need to be in what we call your zone of proximal development. So just outside your comfort zone where it feels like a stretch, but it's not too overwhelming. Like I said in the previous episode as well, these goals need to mean something to you. You need to set yourself deadlines. So yes, the vision board is great, but if you do not bring them down into smaller, specific SMART goals, your brain is not going to be able to do anything about it. You're not going to be able to go through with what you want to be able to go through with.
Here are 26 things I think that everyone who wants to have a successful 2026 should do before the new year starts. Like, number 1, sit with the year you actually had, not with the one that you planned, the one that you lived. Number 2, forgive yourself for what didn't happen. Shame will not help you move forward, I promise you. 3, thank God for what did happen, even the disappointments that protected you. 4, identify the habits that carried you and the habits that held you back, and be honest. 5, get very clear on what is a priority and what isn't, because if everything is a priority, baby, nothing is. 6, write down the life that you see in your head at night. If you can see her more clearly, you're a lot more likely to build her. 7, really connected to 6, but be painfully specific about your goals. Vague dreams are just wasting time, to be honest. 8, write it down. Typing doesn't hit the same. Write this down, pen to paper. 9, change your environment in at least one way, whether it's your room, your city, your routine, circle, whoever. Change something. 10, do one thing that makes you uncomfortable on purpose. Growth usually requires friction and for you to be out of your comfort zone. 11, start before you feel ready. Ready is not a feeling, it is a decision. 12, I think, stop waiting for permission. No one is coming to give it to you. 13, ask for help. Closed mouths do not get fed, and you are missing out on so much that you could have access.
If you do this, you're going to roll into 2026 completely unrecognizable because you will have transformed your health using these 5 very simple daily healthy habits. So I'm going to break down the process for you in the simplest of terms. Okay, let's start with healthy habit number 1. It's to walk for 30 minutes every day. And you can break that up however you want. 2 15-minute walks, 3 10-minute walks, 6 5-minute walks. But you need to accumulate 30 minutes of this easy movement every single day. Number 2, you have to drink more water. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to stop drinking soda or coffee, but you need to start drinking more water. Aim to get at least half your body weight in pounds and drink that much in ounces of water throughout the day. You can build up to that. Maybe just start with 1 or 2 extra glasses of water, but eventually you want to build up to that. Number 3 is to add 1 to 2 servings of protein per meal. Now, it doesn't have to be only animal source proteins. If you're vegan, vegetarian, or you have specific dietary preferences or restrictions, use what works, but you need to have protein, at least 1 to 2 servings for every meal. Number 4, this is more of a weekly cadence, but you need to schedule 3 days a week, minimum, where you're doing at least 30 minutes of strength training, maybe yoga, Pilates, body weight exercises, and then move on to free weights, dumbbells, barbells, kettlebells. Start with the thing that you like and go from there. And healthy habit number 5, I would argue, is the most important. 3 minutes a day on a mindfulness practice, something like a guided meditation. It could be prayer, if that's something that you subscribe to, or a journal prompt where you're writing out your thoughts. If you start using these 5 very simple daily healthy habits, you're going to break yourself out of that vicious cycle of having to restart your habits every single week.
I saw a video of a young lady on here who said that she asked her friend about the New Year's resolutions and the goals for the next year. And her friend said for 2026, all she wants to do is steward the gifts that God has given her well. That means taking care of her body, taking care of her home. Instead of praying and asking God for more, she wants to steward so well that God trusts her with more automatically.
First 4 of these I did in 2025 and it changed my life. 1, average 10,000 steps a day or find a number that works for you. I started walking more in January and I just love the way it makes me feel and look. It's one of the best forms of movement for me. Get a license or certification. I got my real estate license this year and huge change to my life. I've learned so much. Been sharing all of that, of course, on TikTok. This could be getting your Pilates certification, going to an esthetician school, learning a trade, learn a creative hobby. I learned how to watercolor this year. It's so fun. It's so therapeutic. Eat your body weight in protein or just increase your protein. This combined with walking and regular Pilates helped me lose a little bit of weight, helped me tone up, and I just really love, again, the way I look and feel. Write handwritten letters once a month. This one's so sweet, and I feel like we just lost the art of fun mail. Travel somewhere new. This is on my list every year. I always want to travel somewhere new, even if it's just a small local town. This year, though, I did go to Italy for the first time. Make a playlist for each month of the year. I would do this if I didn't listen to the same songs year long, but if you like new music, this is a fun way to capture your year. Switch to non-toxic products. If that's a goal of yours, maybe start small with just your beauty products or just your cleaning products, and then it can slowly transform to your whole household and everything you use is non-toxic. Learn how to make something you use daily. This could be learning how to make candles, how to knit a scarf, how to make your own perfume. It kind of goes with a new hobby, but it's something that'll have a great return.
There are 6 different things you need to plan for next year. These are hobbies that you're interested in trying, your financial goals, places you want to travel to, wellness goals, dates you want to go on, including solo, friend, and romantic. Last is rest and self-care.
Don't make a vision board this year. Make a quarterly plan instead, because a vision board is not going to tell you what to do in March. And this is the difference between wishing and winning. You let Q1 tell you how to move in Q2. Here's my credentials. Last year, I set very specific goals. I wanted a brand new Mercedes-Benz. I got that by March. I was at 5,000 followers. I wanted 100,000 followers on TikTok. I hit that by June. And I wanted brand deals with some of the biggest skincare companies in the world. To name a few, I ended up working with Dove, Amlactin, and Good Molecules. And that doesn't even include the ones that I turned down. That didn't happen by luck. It happened because I stopped planning a year and started planning in quarters. And here's how this actually works, and this is the part that changes everything. Your quarterly goal is going to be broken down into weekly actions. Because if it can't be done in a week, it's not a real goal, it's a wish. Step 1, pick one main goal per category. 1 goal for money and career, 1 for growth, and 1 for your personal life. That's it. Step 2, you're going to turn each goal into a weekly non-negotiable. Ask yourself, what do I need to do every single week for the next 12 weeks? Not someday, not eventually, weekly. For example, you're going to work out 3 times a week. You're going to save a specific amount of money each week. You're going to apply to X amount of jobs each week. Whatever you're going to do, it's going to be weekly. If it doesn't fit into a week, you cannot track it and you cannot improve it. Step 3, you're going to commit to the plan for all of Q1. January through March, you stop changing the plan every time it gets uncomfortable. Then halfway through March, you pause. You review what actually worked, what brought opportunities, and what drained you versus what paid you. And that is what decides how Q2 gets planned. Now, Q2 is not a fresh start. You double down on what worked and adjust what didn't. and you stop starting over every 90 days.
My husband and I have been doing a particular process since 2004, where at the end of every year, we ask ourselves these 6 questions that help us get clear about where we're at right now. Because here's an interesting thing about goals. Most of us are so ready to complete the dumpster fire that has been this year. Yes. We just want to jump into next year, right? I don't want you to do that. I want you to take a beat and really understand where are you right now, because it's impossible to give somebody a set of directions without 2 things. You got to know where you are and where you want to go. Most people just look ahead and say, I want to go there, but you don't understand where you're starting from. And so here's the tip. We have done this process, by the way, as a family since 2016.
I love that.
This is the best thing to do. You're going to pull out your phone or your calendar, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to look at all your photos on social media and from your calendar and from your own photos on your phone, because you forgot everything that happened this year. You're remembering the bad stuff. Look at the good stuff too.
Yes.
And you're going to start to notice, what are the things that really went well this year? Write them down. What are the things that were horrible? Write them down. What are the things that you learned? Write it down. That's how you figure out where you are.
So are those the 6 questions? Or
those are questions that you can ask yourself. Just that gets you started.
Part 4 of goals that take longer than a year, because in order to get out of survival mode, you have to stop planning year to year, babe. I think these are fun for someone on a rebrand journey. Building your signature wardrobe. The reason why I think this takes longer than a year is because you spend decades acquiring these clothes and you have relationships with them. The idea of completely overhauling is kind of crazy to me. Not just learning how to cook, but curating your staple menu. So it's one thing to understand how to cook and learn how to cook. That may take a year, but to be able to figure out what are the 5 or 6 things that you want to be known for cooking and cooking well, and then maybe even printing it out in a little like recipe cookbook. Love that. Curating a personal library. This is one that I'm on the journey of. I have hundreds of books, both fiction and nonfiction, and I'm so excited that in my dream house one day, I'll be able to have a library of books that I've been able to acquire and curate. Winning a competition in a random hobby that you pick up. One of the best examples I saw last year was It's My Ray Ray entering into a bowling competition. And girl, you do makeup and now you in a bowling competition? How iconic. I want to see more of that. And last, mastering your night and your morning routines. I think this takes years to do, because as much as TikTok loves to show us, I do not think your true nighttime routine and your true morning routine is this aesthetic thing that you go through. I think it is so dependent on you and what you need to wake your body up and to get your body into rest mode.
I'm going to hold your hand when I say this, but in 2026, we are not repeating the same toxic money patterns that have been keeping us stuck. We're going to level up properly this time, and it starts with these 5 savings pots that you need. Okay, number 1, you need a Christmas pot. Christmas happens every single year. It is not a surprise. Start in January, so December is not stressful. Number 2, you need a gifts pot. Birthdays, anniversaries, baby showers, they will always come around, so make sure you plan for them rather than leaving yourself scrambling. Next up, if you have any bills that come out once a year, you need a pot for that. Whether it's car insurance, your MOT, home insurance, these can easily wipe you out if you're not prepared, so spread it across 12 months and it's so much easier. Number 4 is an emergency fund, and you don't need to have a £10,000 one straight away. Just start with what's realistic for you, even if it's just a few £100s, because that is enough to stop one bad month from ruining your whole year. And the 5th and final one is have a rainy day fund. This is for those little life happens moments, because those random £20-30 can easily derail your budget, so be prepared for it.
I'm a girl that is addicted to saving money. I'm going to teach you how to shift your mindset to be that way too. I used to be a chronic overspender. I'm sure that you are too. We have every single possible open avenue in front of us to spend our money, but we really don't need to. And I'm going to tell you guys exactly how I shifted my mindset from being addicted to spending to addicted to saving. When I'm about to buy something, I really think to myself, I truly think, do I need this? I have 20 pairs of jeans. I do not need a 21st. I just think about the fact that I have so many things that I'm so grateful for. I have so many clothes. I have a roof over my head. I can buy food. I can do all these things. Like, I am just sitting in my gratitude whenever I realize that I'm about to overspend. I think about it in this way too. I'm like, I could be saving this money for a house or a car. Having some goal to be saving for is another way that I change my mindset. Being grateful for what you have and having a goal to save for. Because the dopamine rush of getting that goal is going to be better than any instant gratification. I've also been trying to get away from instant gratification, because I feel like in this world, we can have anything we want immediately. Amazon comes the next day. We can go outside and buy whatever we want. I live in New York City. It's super accessible to literally buy anything anything that I want, but that's not a sustainable way to live.
One tip that I learned from the people in my life who are the best with their money is to pretend that you don't have it. The key to having money is to live like you're broke. And I don't mean be a complete cheapskate and never allow yourself anything and never go on vacation, but it's once you enter that next level, that next promotion, whatever, don't all of a sudden break your lease, get a brand new apartment, get a new car, do all of these things, because you're going to be in the same rat race that you were before. Your bank account is going to stay the same because now your expenses are higher. So it's like, yes, you might be like up leveling your life in certain aspects, but you're actually still going to be in the same position. My husband is one of those people where like he has money, but he doesn't spend it in a way that's like performative, or he's not flexing, and he's always saying like, unless I can afford it 4 times over and then some, we don't need it. So while yes, he's not like a cheapskate by any means, he's actually very generous. He's just very frugal and genuinely thinks about his purchases, researches, makes informed decisions. On the back end is investing and doing all these things and making sure that his ducks are in a row before he starts making like crazy purchases. Even like when he got a new job, he wasn't like, okay, time to get a new house, time to do this, like we got more money, you know? Like our level of living didn't change drastically just because maybe we have more money now. We're kind of living the same, but you're just setting yourself up for even better in the future.
Welcome to the final weekend of 2025. Before we go into the new year, it is really important for you to just spend 10 minutes. I'm going to give you 5 questions so that you can reflect and clarify what happened this year, because that is how you actually close the feedback loop before you start stacking on new goals and new aspirations. Let me spit them at you, and you're just going to write them down and get to them when you can this weekend. Question number 1, what did I constantly avoid in 2025? Avoidance has a way of sending us the bill later, and that avoidance, whatever your answer is, has a cost. So if you can write down the cost of either avoiding conversations or procrastinating or delaying some sort of certificate that you were going for, or applying for a job that you missed out on, I want you to write those things down. It's really important to clarify to our minds what that type of avoidance actually costs us in our life. Question number 2, what am I really proud of from this past year? Reflect on how you started or quit your habits, accomplishments that you had, boundaries that you set, whatever made you really proud and really fulfilled. I want you to write that down. Number 3, what behaviors quietly moved my life forward? We have a way of only celebrating the big milestones, the big accomplishments, the massive habits that stuck all year, but sometimes there's either a small part of a routine or maybe a tiny little mental shift that you made this year that really helped you actually accomplish the things you wanted. So don't dismiss those small ones. Number 4, what labels about myself did I act as if they were facts? I'm not a morning person. I don't have that skill set. I'm not qualified for that job. We all have certain labels that we put on ourselves, or maybe we borrowed them from our parents, toxic relationships, the society around us, and they are not factual. They wouldn't actually hold up under evidence. I need you to start questioning those labels, and the best way to do that is to look back at 2025 and ask yourself, which labels did I actually pretend were just hard facts? And the final question, and my favorite one, because this reveals the truth about everything. If next year stayed exactly the same as this one, what would disappoint me the most? And this will give you your compass on what you should be focusing on in the new year and how your New Year's goals should actually look.
And I don't give a damn what none of y'all say. Next year in 2026 year, baby, it's our fucking time. You hear what I'm saying to you? We gotta learn how to operate in this world while simultaneously achieving and being all that we dreamed of. And I'm not saying we ignore the things of the world. What I'm saying is that just as much effort as we get in here, we get on these apps and have these discussions outside, out online, offline, shit, I can't even fucking talk. Okay? Just as much energy as we put into those things in the global political landscape of society, we have to come with that same energy about our lives. We have to come with that same energy about our healing, our deconstructing, okay? While simultaneously still giving a fuck about what these people are doing that in governments, in policies and legislations and bills. You know, it's a balancing act. I'm a Libra, so I'm always trying to balance this shit out. You know what I'm saying? I stay informed, but I'm still living my motherfucking life. And I'm still not going to I'm not going to let motherfuckers tell me, and I'm not going to live in fear. You see what I'm saying? So listen, get up on your shit, okay? Be about your shit. Go do that shit.
In January, when you get your life together, just be quiet. You don't need to tell anyone that your life's going great. You don't need to perform for everyone like you're performing in front of an audience on a stage and you're getting their claps and their clicks. You don't need them to know. When you do great in January, you take a risk, you move to a new city, you get a new job, and it all works out for you, you don't need to tell everyone. Just be quiet. Just lock in, handle the situation, and then you're gonna be great. You don't need to tell anybody. You don't need to blab about it to all your friends, your family, your coworkers, whoever it is. Like, you can tell your significant others and your very close friends, but just be quiet. You're gonna see when you lock in, you're not worried about anyone else's thoughts, any of their ideas. You're gonna notice that things get a lot better. When you're silently succeeding, that's the best. Silent successes are better than ones where you feel the need to perform and do all these things so everybody praises you and gives you all these props. That feeling can be great, but I find that it's best when you just lock in, you're quiet, you shut up, you don't say anything, and you just start to see the successes coming in. You just take it in all by yourself, and that's enough. So this January, when you change your life, you make all these improvements, you hit your goals, just be quiet. Just take it all in. Live in that moment. Take my advice and thank me later.
It's officially December 1st, and these are all of the things that I'm going to be doing this month to set myself up for a successful 2026. The first thing that I'm doing is going through my camera roll, okay? I know if you look at your camera roll right now, you probably have like 20,000 pictures and videos, and most of those are probably unnecessary screenshots, receipts, emails, things that you do not need anymore. When I go into my camera roll, all I want are the memories that I have. All I want are the pictures that I've taken with my friends and family. I don't need anything unnecessary clouding my space, because if I have a clean, organized phone, I have a clean, organized mind, okay? Going along in that string, I'm also going to be deleting every single email that I don't need. I'm going to be going through all of my emails and deleting every single one. Every single one. I've had the same email since I was like 6 or 7. I have subscribed to so many things that I probably get like 30 emails a day, and no matter how many times I click unsubscribe, it doesn't do that. Going along with that, I'm also going to be going through my following lists on social media, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you have, go through your following list. I did this last year. It took me all day long, but the amount of clarity and relief that I felt from doing that, there are people that you're following in 2025 that you don't want to be following in 2026. You don't want to be bringing those negative vibes with you, or maybe you just don't watch them anymore, or maybe they're people from your high school that you just don't want to follow what's going on in their life. Take into 2026 the people that you want to take into 2026 with you, the people that lift you up, and that includes your following list. So go on your social media and unfollow everyone that you want to unfollow. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm also going to be starting the habit of waking up early, okay? I am so sick of waking up early throughout the week, and then on the weekends, I literally sleep in until 12. It makes me feel yucky, it makes me feel unproductive, and it makes me feel gross. And I'm going to stop doing that so that I can fix my sleep schedule and go into 2026 energized. It only takes 30 days to form a habit, so if I start today, I will be all set by January and I'll already be in the habit of waking up early. I'm gonna eliminate DoorDash. Now, Instacart I have an anxious attachment to, but DoorDash I can eliminate. I am all done spending all of my money on DoorDash just because I'm too lazy to make dinner and then feeling bloated and yucky and disgusting afterward. Nothing good comes from DoorDash. Nothing. I'm gonna be eliminating DoorDash, 1, to save money, and 2, so I can go into 2026 setting my body up for success. I'm gonna start eating more nutrient-dense whole foods and cook more, and DoorDash no more. I do have personal goal weights for 2026, and maybe I won't hit them by 2026, but if I can at least set myself up for success and I'm not bloated and I don't feel yucky, then that'll already get me on the path to actually hitting my real goals in 2026. I'm gonna be keeping my spaces clean, okay? Clean your house. Take the extra time to vacuum, wipe down your counters, do the dishes, scoop your litter, do what you gotta do. If you can keep the spaces around you clean, then you can focus on the more important things going into 2026.
From quarterly plans to vision boards to getting in your steps, spending your money wisely, stewarding your gifts, all of these tips are really helpful with so much wisdom behind them. I will definitely be using a quarterly plan going forward instead of just listing my resolutions in my diary. While we pause to process all the bits of information that we have received, I would like to remind you that resolutions aren't about being perfect. It's okay if you do not hit every single goal exactly on time. Every small effort counts. Every little step forward counts. Every time you fail and try again, that counts. And if you decide to sit this year out regarding resolutions, that is okay. Let's hear from some people who have made this decision.
I think in 2026, it's safe to admit now, guys, that I'm just not that type of girl that makes New Year's resolutions. I just don't do them. I know myself, I'm not going to change until I want to. Give it about March, April, and then maybe I'll change my ways and really want to do something with my life. But by then, it'll be like November, And I'll be like, okay, you know what, we'll try again next year. That's on a good year. I don't even make the list no more. I know myself by now. Yeah. Maybe this year. But you see, I keep lying to myself again. I think I'm done trying. Okay. Yeah, I'm done trying.
I don't have a New Year's resolution because when I want to change for the better, I do it right on the spot. And if I want to change for the worse, I do it right on the spot. Why do I have to wait for these made-up times? Y'all gotta get with the times.
It's okay if you don't have a vision board for 2026, if you don't have New Year resolutions, if you don't have big dreams or big goals, if you're not really sure where your life is going, that is okay too. For some people, just getting through the day is enough. Just surviving is enough. And life feels heavy for many people. And asking them for vision boards and New Year resolutions feels just a little bit too much. It's also okay if you're satisfied with where your life is, if you're content with how life is treating you and you don't want any more. There's nothing wrong with that. I think there's this idea, especially at this time of the year, that you've got to have some big goals. You've got to have some big dreams. You've got to have a vision board. You've got to go on Pinterest and dream up your perfect life. If that's not your thing at the moment, whether it's because life is tough and you just don't have the bandwidth for that, or if you're just happy with where your life is, if you don't want any big dream or big goal at the moment, that is also okay. Contentment with your life is good. Make sure you're not comparing yourself with anybody else. Make sure you're exactly where you want to be and don't feel pressured into chasing a goal that's not really yours.
Here we are, New Year's Eve, 2025. Tomorrow is January 1st, and that's the day when everyone decides that they need to become someone else for the new year. Be it kinder, healthier, more disciplined, more productive, or whatever the case may be. It's as if people's approval is dependent on how many things that you can fix about yourself. But let's get something straight. You don't need a resolution to earn your value. You already have it. Growth isn't a prerequisite for being enough. Growth should be looked at as a choice, not a correction. You are allowed to want more for your life without believing that there's something wrong with you. And what's sad is that most of our resolutions are rooted in shame, like, I will be finally accepted or liked more if I'm smaller, if I'm nicer, if I'm less emotional. And unfortunately, that mindset doesn't create change. What it creates is burnout, and it creates a sense of shame for you, because if you don't fulfill the resolution that you set for yourself, then you feel bad because you didn't do it. Real growth does not come from trying to prove that you're worthy. It comes from knowing that you already are and acting from that place. So instead of asking, what can I fix this year? Try asking yourself, how can I support who I already am? You don't need a new year or a New Year's resolution to prove that you're enough. You already are, and you always have been.
The past couple of years have been very challenging for so many of us. And the truth is that there is no perfect plan that will show us all how to navigate the new year ahead. Whether you have set big goals, decided to take it slow, or chosen not to have resolutions at all, it is all valid. Do what feels right for you. Wishing you all a prosperous new year. If you enjoy my content, please remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Do you have a New Year's resolution this year? And if so, what are your resolutions?